Oh, Mr. David Broser.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Just finished my meal at Subway. This is very delicious.
Just telling you to make sure you catch the last bus.
Yep, at 6:11. I might be able to do the 5:11. But probably 6:11.
Where do I put the new key?
Oh. Just give it to the front counter. I'll go and pick it up there. Voila.
Do you have an ID?
I'll show him my previous key. How about that?
I don't know if that counts.
Well, I got
I don't know.
I got other stuff in my pocket too to show that I'm me. So I'm pretty sure it'll work.
Okay.
Where you head off to?
Just go Cannon, I guess.
That's cool. I'll leave you the other half of this sub. It's really mean. It's a big, mean sub. It's really delicious.
Mailbox call.
Yep. I still need to pay it. Dad wasn't able to get over the phone, but he said he'd pay it. So I'll do it next time. They need $40. It's just a whole bunch of bills from all the ERs. Nothing special.
So he's going to pay how much of it?
I mentioned 20, maybe 30. I'm pretty sure he'll accept 40s for the back fees and stuff like that.
I guess I'll come up with the other 40.
No, it's only $40. They said they only want 40.
Really?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Technically $80.
No, it said the bill's 20,
$80.
and then they said the bill's 20, and they said 40 would catch us up. Yeah, so I think
may have been mistaken of when I paid it up, but I could have sworn from my supply list that I've been adding it up and paying for November and November late fee would be $70 to $80.
Oh, I can guarantee you they were not interested in that much. They basically said 40 would catch us up. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think you're getting ahead of yourself.
No, I must have miscalculated it.
Yeah, no worries.
Must have been an older one.
But nevertheless, in a month from now,
Well,
we'll throw them extra $20 and get ahead of ourselves on that.
Yeah.
But,
I'll come in we can pay 20 up. Yeah, that's
Yep.
how I'll do it. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know if I told you this, but I'm going to get a public defender for the sentencing, which might help push it out even more, and might help at this point with just, since they won't respect me, I'll have to start letting them play their own little game. And then after that, I can get an appeals lawyer who for appeals public defenders, they are only specifically out of Denver, and they only deal with appeals. And Tom Martin was saying they're really good at what they do and stuff. So I'm going to be vaporized here. I don't really have time to figure all that shit out myself. I mean, I can. I mean, believe me, I'm all ready to do it myself. But I also am tired. And we already stung the shit out of the idea of people not respecting pro se poppers. And so I'm ready to give my control over to appeals judges or lawyers. And then also I still know what to do myself, so that way basically if they don't do their jobs correctly, I can call them out on bad representation, stuff like that. So
public defender for the appeal.
Yep.
Or sorry, the sentencing, I mean.
Yeah, they're sentencing and appeals. So the best part is technically if I leave it up to them and they do it wrong, then they're in really big trouble, and that basically remember, it's an image problem, so they're going to have to be like, oh shit, no, we got to take care of him, oh fuck, and we'll get a new appeals lawyer if this needs be and things like that. And so it's really funny. I think we did things pretty good in the sense of once we figured out that they don't respect pro sayers, that we went around and proved that point. And then so now, technically speaking, what I'm going to explain in my genocide complaint is that I have lost my right to represent myself. I don't have the time anymore, and I'm sick, and they also don't respect it anymore, and they've literally stacked it on so much to the point where lawyers are going to have to take it. But at least this point, I like lawyers taking things like 42 USCs and appeals, because that's really where they're supposed to be, is technically sort of cops at the end of the line. They're supposed to help clean up messes, not just process people regularly. And so I don't mind. I'll give it a shot. If not, I'll keep doing it myself. I don't care. But at least this way, if I'm stuck in jail and I can't do jack diddly squat, I could have people do stuff for me. It's really sick. But it's still my complaint that that I either never had the right or I lost my right to represent myself. And that is like number one right.
Or that you guys don't offer avenues where it's possible.
Yeah, exactly. If I had the avenues, if I had the money, if I had people give me good faith, I actually wouldn't have needed any of these lawyers. We would have had plenty of time and resources to do it ourselves. I'm glad you understand that. I don't need a lawyer. Like, it's so easy. You just go fucking write it out and shit. And I've read the case law, and I know what I'm doing. And so I just don't want you to think that I'm, like, giving up or something. But I'm doing it because basically I'm sick, and I don't have time, and I also have 30 cases. So I don't think I'll have physically enough time anyways to do it all. And so, good job, guys. You still committed genocide because you still took away my right to represent myself anyways. So, fuck you guys. So, but hey, man, they say that, I have a right to have all my rights intact, which they say is through an attorney. So, if anything, I'll help sting the attorneys now. We'll go back and start stinging them. I've actually already started to do that, and I've fired a couple of them for like the median statute because they don't know what they're doing. And so maybe I'll go through all the attorneys, they'll fuck up, and then I'll go back to pro se again. They'll have to go accept pro se at that point. They fucking have to eventually. You guys can't fucking do this. People have rights to represent themselves and be believed. So, either way, no matter what, it's funny because Dad's all like, oh, hey, let's go talk to some lawyers. And I'm like, Dad, yeah, I mean, why do you want to pay for a lawyer? Because technically speaking, Dave, you know what the real treason is when people try and say that private attorneys are better than public defenders. I thought public defenders were, standard bar. I thought they were a lawyer too. And so if you guys think you know better and you say that a public defender is not as good as a private attorney, where's your stats? Where's your information to pull that from? That's another fourth court. So I'm still there, Dave. I'm still going along, stinging the world, because I'm allowed to think for myself, and I'll always continue to think for myself. And you continue to think for yourself, too. Okay, bud? And I'll save you the sandwich, and you go have fun, and I'll see you in a couple hours.
I guess just get a new key from the front office.
Yeah, I'll just have to go to the front office. No worries. I think I'll be okay.
Okay, bye.
Peace out, bye. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Want a chip? Yeah. Here you go. Oh. deeply apologize about the burping. If I don't burp, I get all messed up, and it's kind of a medical thing. It's just some people take great offense to it.
So one of us is going to move.
Well, I'm going to be around the corner, but occasionally I have to use the scanner, so I apologize. Excuse me.
Got everything lined up for you over here?
Oh, yeah.
Need help with anything, or know how these
Nope.
work?
You guys got a really nice scanner.
Cool.
Straight to PDF, straight to email.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I know how to use it.
I was in Longmont for a bit. And I was like, do you guys have a scanner? They're like, yeah, we have this one, flatbed thing, one page at a time. I'm like, geez, come on.
Those are awful, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Just a lot of work.
I have none. I have nothing. So no dinner tonight. Every time I
Give me trouble?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's do you just need to do black and white or yeah, so that's that concept.
Oh.
You might have to go in
So how does it know? Does it do it?
Yeah. And then it reads it and then send it over. Yeah. And then then we can make copies. And you just regular black and white. Okay. Just
Okay.
get that scanned. Yes, you have to put the money in first, otherwise it doesn't.
Okay.
Hey, how are you? No, I don't actually.
So how we do?
We're good. One both weeks. Slowly salvaging my record.
I know you have to put that Old Town.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like...
No, I had that.
Yeah, a little bit of 3D custom storage space. If you need, we can spare that.
No, you shouldn't need all of the stuff should actually be out of it.
Okay, for sure. Alright, well, it's not
I
giving
also
us...
wanted to take a peek on
Okay, sure. Yeah. Matt.
Matt Curry.
Curry, nice to meet you.
The largest complaint in U.S. history. I kid you not. It's up on YouTube. Guilty until proven innocent is my YouTube channel. It is so ugly. You have no idea. We are shutting down this sector. We cut even more fraud in the long run.
Man, I wish I was young. I wish I hadn't felt taking people. Well, you're just an example of
Someone has to find it,
I
you know?
was just talking to Cheryl, man, about this shit. Like, I was like, hey, you gonna do anything that actually helps people, you know? It's like, no, I'm gonna wait like 10, 20 years and get it in 10, 20 years.
So the funny thing is basically,
That's, I mean, you're actually following the due process, man. It's just an
Yeah.
example the due process doesn't actually work.
well, basically, what we found out is that everyone wants to ratify, you know, Parks Department's official source or boundaries, and they don't want to fix that. So be it, they're all on that side. So when we go to the public, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, really?" Because it's obviously not the
See, this
official
is the
source.
fucked up piece of how, like, you know, nihilism is fucked up, because if nobody actually thinks it matters, then it doesn't matter because nobody actually thinks it matters.
Yep.
Even though it's, you know, this is how you're supposed to be able to, you know, get your quote unquote justice. It's fucked up.
So even though some of our cases we lost, we got the information of the truth into the DA's hands that he was supposed to be responsible and like overturn it, like DNA evidence and stuff.
Do you actually believe that the federal government will come in and do something about it?
Yeah, you want to know why? We have sweep spots, like a dozen of them, of all the exact same things being picked up on private drives without justification saying it's public streets. And the whole point is it's officially stat fraud that they can't police themselves because they're not fixing it fast enough. So we literally caught so much of it that we can explain why there's so many people in jail and why there's so many people on the streets. And believe me, the whole point is being able to actually show with the audio, with the police reports, the active lies that no one has ever caught before. We caught 100% of it actually on record. So at least for people on the outside of the country to read it and we come in and shut it down.
Oh man, it's like you guys have been my inspiration to fight my shit. I just haven't fought my shit. Man.
Literally.
Like I need to start getting an audio recorder when I go around with me, man.
Throw it out. They'll never suspect.
But fucking, I've had security guards tell me, I was like, you can't do that. That's illegal. And they're like, we can do whatever the fuck we want. You know?
Yep.
I've had the cops tell me that. It's like, that's illegal. That's against my due process.
Basically, yeah, people.
That's cool. We just try to keep things a little quiet.
Basically, would have people literally trying to ratify that a private street is a public street, like in the audio, like when we're on the phone with him, like it's a public street. No, it's not. So once we put it together, people are gonna have to.
It's not public.
Well, there's actual private drives, like private property, like mall company drives that they picked us up on, claiming it was a public street. It's really bad.
That makes sense. That's why Walmart can keep you off your property. Yeah, right? This is private property.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, it just got so much. Plus, the internal affairs systematically denying it.
Oh man, internal affairs ain't worth shit, man. It might as well not exist.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, unless you're a middle class, you know, woman.
But you know what? Once you put it all in one place, we're going to make a playlist. Here's the 12 places in a row that we got moving on from. Here's the 6 places that we got banned from in a row. And people will really listen to it all at once and be like, oh shit. So the fact that we can explain yuppies and a racket and basically all the laws that they use to close things down, like they all close their parks down together because they don't use it at night, but then they take it away from the regular people at night.
Yep. So, let's say I was a normal pedestrian, right? Quote unquote, whatever the fuck normal is. If I was a normal pedestrian walking through the park at night, would I get arrested for that?
Yeah,
Trespassing?
just park herping is all it is. And you're not really hurting anybody, so it's not a real charge. But and plus
Those property laws are
plus
really fucked up.
Plus, we can explain to people.
Land of the free yet. I can't even walk through a fucking park.
Plus, we can explain to people that you're using the blanket policies as an easy way to police. Yeah, it's not against the law. I mean, maybe a policy, but like, you know, I have to catch up with this guy. So
Actually, it is kind of against library policy to be cussing, and we don't mind people talking in here. Like,
Yeah,
it's
talking.
not like an old school library, but like
yeah,
But I
talking.
mean, with like the language, I mean.
Are we talking at the level that you and her were talking at?
No, it's not that. It's like if people are cussing, I mean, it is a public library.
Okay, so
That
foul
makes
language is definitely a cussing that's not on the books. If you want to make a list of all the cuss words that we're not allowed to say, I will challenge that.
sense. Yeah, I mean, if you like, I can bring up the library policy.
Yeah.
It's
And
just.
if it just has foul language, what exactly is the foul language? If you're not actually describing what it
Well, I
is.
mean, fucking shit are gonna be on there. So.
Are they on there though?
Yeah.
No, I mean, is there an actual list? If there's not a list, then...
You don't want to get into
There's something.
semantics.
Hey, look, I'll try and be respectful, but usually it's people's customs that stop this. And if there's nothing actually wrong, if people's rights aren't actually being infringed, you can live with people that have differences.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's the policy around here. I mean.
You guys want silence? Go home.
No, it's not. It's not
Well,
silent.
it
It's
is
not
a
that. I'm
library.
not saying that. I mean, we're allowed to have a conversation on here. That's fine. It's just.
Okay, show me a list of the words I'm not supposed to use.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one. Yeah.
Thank you. Done with
Hey.
people's customs.
Hey, good argument for you to use in the future. Linguistics. Linguistics has classified Slanglish as a language now, and so any word that is perceived to be vulgarity is actually classified as a language. So if anybody criminalizes you for speaking any form of vulgarity, that's illegal, protected by your First Amendment right, because those words are literally classified as a language.
I got
It
a
is
freedom of
certain
speech.
It is a certain subcategory of English, which, so if you have like proper English, you have like, just commonly accepted casual English, you have Spanglish that's now classified as a language, and you have Slanglish, which is classified as a language. So any word that is an expression of vulgarity is classified as a religion, which is protected by your First Amendment right. So yes,
Exactly.
you are correct that it is.
Well, when I see
It is not actually an infringement upon other people's rights, and it's actually an infringement upon your rights to have anybody enforce the lack of expression of your language, which would be Slanglish.
and is it illegal to talk? No. And I've seen enough police reports where they try and stick in their customs. He said the word fuck to try and push to their fellow cultural people that they're yuppies because they like to push their own courts inside the courts.
I got a ticket one time. This is what ticket literally said. This it said harassment, expression of vulgarity, and profanity. And I was like, oh man, I can't wait. Yeah, I have to take it to trial, but oh man, I was like, yeah, the DA was like, we're gonna drop this one. I was like, please let me take that one to trial, please. I was like, I'm about to smash out some constitutional things on this.
I'm just done with people pushing their own customs. If it ain't against the law, there's no statutory violations.
John
Fuck
Locke,
off.
man. John Locke was the inspiration of the Constitution, right? So John Locke that there shall be no laws created as long as you are not physically harming somebody else. If you're hurting somebody's feelings, then they should just suck it up and deal with it. They're not actually infringing their rights. You know? But the second that you physically harm somebody, that's where your rights should end. And he was the person that inspired the Constitution. That's why you have the First Amendment right, which is freedom of religion, which is freedom of expression, freedom of press.
I'm sick of people that put on their private policies things that aren't statutory in nature.
Hi.
So,
Did you have questions
No, we're just
about free speech?
Well, I'm wondering if there's an actual policy in place that actually specifically lists of words I'm not supposed
There's
to
not
say.
a list of words. We're a limited public forum, so that means it's not. You can't come in here and use profanity.
Okay, so but the whole point is you have to define what the actual policy is.
We don't. I
Otherwise,
can
it's
give you a
open-ended.
copy of our behavior rules, but if your language is threatening or making people uncomfortable, that constitutes a disturbance, and that means we ask you to leave.
Okay, so who decides what language is disturbing? You have to have some standard to compare
If
against,
people
right?
are uncomfortable, people that are visiting the library,
If
that's
I
our
felt
standard.
uncomfortable with the word, if I felt uncomfortable with the word baby, does that mean that someone has to stop saying the word baby around me?
No.
They're making me feel uncomfortable.
Look, if you guys
I'm
don't
just
have a
being more
policy-
humble than they are.
Honestly, I don't
I'm
even know what the
stepping
policy
on their-
violation is. No one came up to me and told me I was violating any policies.
Okay, well, we're letting you know now, and I can give you a copy of the behavior
That-
rules
of
if
what?
you'd like
Of
to
what?
look at them.
What
A
policies?
copy of our behavior rules that
What
say,
have I done?
let me get them and we'll go over them together.
No, what
and
have I
then
done?
I will show them to you and we can discuss them together. You're creating a disturbance. You're
Oh,
bothering the
creating a
staff at
disturbance,
this
yeah.
point. This is the third staff member you've had to speak to about this.
Third staff member?
Mhm.
Who? Or the first two?
The first two in the lab.
Excuse me, only one person has come up to me, and they didn't even say anything to me.
I believe you've spoken to another staff member earlier tonight. He confirmed that for me.
I've never spoken to
Why
another
don't we
staff
take
member.
this out of this
Excuse
small
me, I'm
room?
done. I'm not done working right now. And
I would like us to move out of this room so other people can make their copies and things, please.
hello, I'm in the middle of doing extremely
Well, I'm
important
trying
work,
to have
so
a discussion with you, and you're being disruptive. I need you to step out of this room so we can finish this, or we can wrap this up and you can leave the library.
look, I have a job to do. So if I'm in violation of some sort of policy, just state the policy.
You may not use profanity in the library.
Okay, again,
That's,
your
to-
definition of profanity.
to
I asked for a
violate
list of
that,
those words.
to-
He
We
said
don't
he
have
would
a
go
list
get
of
it.
those words. There's not a list written up.
Okay, then
If
I
you're
don't know
using
what to not
profanity,
say.
if you're just- I think you
Come
can
on,
make some
ma'am.
educated guesses of what not to say. If it's
Look,
making
I have
other
a-
people uncomfortable, that's a disturbance.
In fact,
What you're saying is violating
I can't even
people's rights.
recall
You know,
if
being
I used
ignorant
those
of the
words.
law
If I
is
did,
not an exception
I apologize.
to
Okay, that's all we're
violating
asking is that you don't even have to apologize. We're just asking
But I
you
don't
to
know what I
ignorant
did
of
wrong
violating
because
his
no one will
rights,
tell me which
she's
words I
still
used.
violating
They're
his
the
rights,
commonly
even
used
though she
words for
doesn't know
profanity.
that she
Anything
is
that a mother
violating
would be uncomfortable with a
Oh
child,
boy,
a baby
see, that's
using, for
that is a
example.
custom. That's why if you guys don't actually put it in words, you can't
We
enforce
can't
a
create
policy.
a list of all the words that
Yeah,
you
you
can
can. You, of course, you can.
No. Would you like a copy of your behavior rules or not?
Look, if I'm not in violation of a policy that's specific enough, then I can't. I don't know what to stop doing. If you won't tell me, then I'm not doing it.
If you're unable to comply, then we will ask you to leave. Are you able to comply at this point?
I don't know what to comply with.
Are you able to refrain from profanity?
Okay, if you define what the words are for profanity, I will
Offensive
happily stop.
language. I'm not going to
Okay,
give you a
then
list.
I don't
I'm
know
not
what
also going to
offensive
continue
language
this discussion. Are you able to comply?
are actually classified as offensive. So
I said, are you able to comply?
I have work to do.
I need to ask you if you're able to comply. If not, I'm going to ask you to leave. If you're unable to leave, I will call law
I
enforcement.
think my compliance is already applied.
It's not because you're arguing with me. Do you have any other questions
I'm not
about this?
arguing with you. I'm telling you that if you have a violation of the policies, light me up so that I can have due process to fight them. Thank
I
you.
am not asking you to leave, so you don't need to fight anything. I will bring you a copy of our behavior rules.
Thank you.
politically correct people don't like educated people.
All I wanted to know was a list of words. If you guys don't have a list, then you can make stuff up on the spot, and that's not right.
Well, no, like he's got a good point. Like, let's say that somebody gets offended by using the word baby, right? So, like, let's say baby in the context of like a child, right? So you think that the word baby, you have a pet peeve against the word baby, right? So you hear that and you say, I think that that's vulgar. I think that word baby is vulgar. So I don't want you to express that in this library. So you're infringing upon somebody else's rights to expression because you feel uncomfortable about that scenario.
Actually, if you want to know the only thing I'm concerned about, void for vagueness. If it's not stated, state it. If you guys don't have a
we know our
problem,
laws. Look at this. This is a stack of legal paperwork.
All we're asking you to do is follow the behavior rules.
precisely. All I asked
Nothing
for,
about laws.
all I asked
If
for
you
was a
want-
list.
if you want-
Once again,
if
I'm
you
not
want-
law enforcement.
If you want somebody to follow your laws, your legislation, or your policy, you guys actually have to have a specific
Once
policy.
again,
And so
I don't have any laws.
there's four categories of law,
Right,
right?
I'm not.
Oh, yeah, see, all I asked for was a list of words, and that guy gave me a list of words. So,
So behavior rules and a card for a branch manager, I'm sure she would be happy
thank
to
you.
see that.
I'm pretty sure if you guys,
Already had copies of that, but
yeah. All I asked for was a list. If you guys don't want to provide a list, then I don't know what
Wait,
I'm
are we
saying.
suspended from the library?
So,
Committing or attempting
Your
to...
patron can just ask you guys to keep it down, okay? So they're working.
yeah. So volume-wise, I'm not sure about that. No one ever told me to like keep it quiet.
Okay, I'm asking you to keep it down.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a quiet library. Duh. But I'm not allowed to not talk. I mean, like, I'm going to talk.
Hey, bro, we could...
You know?
You got a number still?
Yeah.
What's your number?
970.
That's a number.
5463.
463. We should fight a case together sometime.
Running out of time these days.
I just fought camping on First Amendment rights. My practice is cynicism. Municipal court. And I filed the book sentence as an exhibit, and then they pulled out. They refused to recognize religion as the statute defined religion, and they chose to use the context of the legal law dictionary, which was written in like 1950 something. Yeah, so they're really screwing me on that. So they. That's
Excuse me.
What is that?
Skinny manager.
Yeah. What do you need her name for something, or?
Yeah, just follow up with her.
I think she's off work right now, or she's on break. So is there anything I can help you out with, though?
Or could you forward this message to her? I get falsified information against me all the time. I have been recording for an hour and 58 minutes.
Okay.
You're the only person that's ever talked to me, and she said 2 other people talked to me. So I'd like to know who those people are and why they're falsifying information against
Wait,
me.
what are you talking about? So 2 people talked to me.
She said a total of 3 people have talked to me. You're the only one that briefly mentioned something up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been recording for 2 hours
Okay.
since outside.
Right.
Wherever I go, I do this to protect myself.
Right.
So I don't know who's falsifying information, but she said that I had been talked to before by 2 other people.
So yeah,
on
I
this occasion.
mentioned it, and then Eric had also had to mention it earlier in the day.
Yes, so earlier in the day.
So that's 2 people.
Where is that earlier in the day?
I'm not sure. I wasn't here when that happened, but apparently Eric had to speak to you about the same issue earlier, so that would be 2 people.
And that would be a falsification of information, because I have moved. I went from outside, eating my meal, to straight up here. Didn't talk to anybody. Here's my proof, if you ever want it. I'll save the recording, I'll send it to you guys. And then there's you.
Okay.
And so she said 3 people. 3 individuals.
Well, actually, what had also happened is when several of the patrons who were in here were complaining about the conversations, and so that's probably what she was referencing. 'Cause we had...
She said 2 employees.
Okay, yeah,
Faculty
so Eric and Eric said that he's also had to speak to her.
Who's Eric?
He also works here. He works on a 3D printer.
And so that's what I'm saying. He's never talked to me. I don't know who this guy is. Never talked to me before in my entire life. And I've been quietly scanning things this entire time, and you were the only one that talked to me. So what I'm trying to say is you guys are falsifying information to each other. And here's my proof, and I'll send it to you, that no one has talked to me for the last 2 hours except for you. I don't know who Eric is.
Okay, so...
I don't know what Eric is telling you about telling me stuff about using language or being loud or anything like that. All I'm trying to do is prove my innocence. I have to do this on a constant basis.
Well, okay, so actually, if you've been recording your conversations, then you'll also have it in there that you were using language that was offending patrons.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's in there, and then I spoke to you about that, and so...
Yeah, and I went and I asked
so
for
the result of that
a
was
list.
the same.
Yeah, I asked for a list, and you came back, and she came back and talked to me. So the whole point of that list is that if you guys have a problem, it's called void for vagueness. You can't just make stuff up. And so if you want to make a list, make a list.
Absence of evidence is an evidence of absence, and the thing is that there are rules to the library, and you're more than welcome to...
Yeah, those
express
rules
yourself, however,
are
but
also
if you-
challengeable.
if you take-
And if there's no due process because it's not actually written down, you would be taking me to court. You would be giving me a formal warning on a vague statute, a vague policy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, the word profane could mean anything to any. It's a cultural custom. If you have a problem, just put it in a list, and people won't argue that level. Thank you. I don't even care if you make a list and it says things like baby, so people don't say the word baby. But when you arbitrarily come up with that list live, I have a big problem with that. And no, nobody's ever talked to me before that. No Eric, no nothing. So I'm tired of people falsifying information to me. And by the way, I don't even know if I was the one that was using the profane language. He was. So you guys have a really big problem of jumping to conclusions. And this happens all the time. And this is why I have to record things. So have a lovely night.
Yeah, you as well.
Hey, just to let you know, I need to make this abundantly clear. I do this all the time because I have to prove my innocence. I've been recording for 2 hours now. I don't know who Eric is, so somebody's falsifying information as far as who talked to me before. Only that gentleman came up and mentioned once to me. And I
We
don't
have
even know
security
his name.
cameras in the building, so we can verify
Yeah.
who spoke to whom.
Exactly. I went straight
Did
from
you have a
outside.
library question that you needed help with right now?
No, all I wanted to do was clarify that if you need my evidence, in case yours doesn't prove it, I've been recording for 2 hours
I'm
now.
not asking you to do anything but follow our behavior
Sure.
rules. That's it.
And what I explained to him, I'll explain once more for you guys. If you have a problem with certain words, simply list them. It's called void for vagueness. If it's
I'm not discussing these behavior rules
Of course.
with you any further.
That's
If
why
you
I'm
would
going to
like
your manager.
Discuss them, please do.
absolutely, it's very simple. You can hold
If you
people
have
to a
library
fire.
question, I'd be happy to
If
help
you have a fire
I'm
to
gonna
hold them
discuss
to.
the behavior rules, you need to talk to my manager. Okay?
And by the way,
We're
just so
done
you
with
know,
discussion now.
I don't even know if I was the one. Thank you for cutting off the conversation. It's very disrespectful.
Are you proud of yourself when it's over?
Tired of people falsifying information. Like I said, people have a problem. Am I violating a policy? Yelling?
Causing a disruption.
Oh, this is a disruption.
Yes.
You really believe this is a disruption?
Okay, please go.
Are you ready to challenge that in court?
I am.
Are you telling me that I am violating a policy of yelling?
Please go.
Ma'am, if I had business here left, you would be in big, big trouble. Look at you. Do you realize that you are upholding
Have a good day.
no policy violations?
Have a good day.
If you call this yelling, you will be fired for your job. Thank you very much.